This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health. Dr. Joel Wallach. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. Let's go ahead and open up that waiting room as we are here live. Folks, if you'd like to join us, we are here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 12 to 1 Pacific, 1 to 2 Mountain, 2 to 3 Central, 3 to 4 Eastern by going to zoom.dailywithdoc.com. If you'd like to join us live here in the Zoom room, we invite you to do so, as we are going to be doing a little bit of interaction. I'll be asking some questions towards the end, and in the chat, I want to hear some answers. So if you're here live with us, or even watching us out on any of the platforms that we are on, make sure that you have the ability to comment. Get ready to comment, because I'm going to do some questions and answers, and I may even be giving away some specials to some of the people that are, or to people who are participating. So get ready to participate. So folks, this program is for educational purposes only. It is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, but as empowered individuals, we can make decisions to help us create a healthier lifestyle. Now, when we talk healthy, we're not doing the everyday what most people think might be healthy, as we are led by an amazing pioneer in research, in pathology, in nutrition. The one and only, the Dr. Joel Wallach. He started out as a veterinarian. He went into pathology. He discovered things that others weren't looking for, even with 1,700 autopsies on children trying to figure out what caused their deaths in Qinshan, China. Well, he took all the data points, he connected them, figured out, hey, there's nutrients and elements that if they're not there, disease happens. Dr. Joel Wallach has been one of my mentors, a doctor that actually gave me the information I needed so that I could change my lifestyle, change my diet, and invest in myself when it came to nutrition. His research, his teachings, his formulas gave me my life back, and my mission is to help you get what it takes so that you too can regain the life that you want, nutritionally or physically. But then for those of you who want to go beyond just being able to keep it to yourself, financially as well. My name is Becca Dukes. I'm the producer of this show, Daily with Doc and Becca. And I just want to invite each and every one of you to pay attention with an open mind as we are entering into the sweet season. We're going to be kind of unraveling, unpacking, and do some interaction when it comes to sugar and the saga about sugar. So as we're opening up today, I would like to invite my co-host AJ to share his screen, as he has some history about sugar that may have some things you were not aware of. I know I learned a lot. So AJ, go for it. Please share
All
your screen.
right, everybody. So welcome. And I'm gonna share this presentation with everybody. And I'm hoping that you like it. It is might be
No,
a tough,
AJ, there's no hope about it. They're gonna love it. It's
well,
pretty cool.
it might be a bitter pill to swallow. So let's see. You all ready?
Let's go.
You know that humble sugar cube you might drop in your coffee, that little spoonful in your tea? It seems so simple, so everyday. But what if I told you that inside that tiny, sweet crystal is a story that spans centuries? A story that connects our brains, our bodies, our morality, and even the very foundation of the modern world. So let's dive in.
Are we still diving? Uh-oh, AJ froze. He'll be back. AJ? Well, see, I wanted to hear this presentation first before I went into my presentation. There we go. We are back.
Affects us right here, right now. Modern science is giving us this startlingly clear picture of what a lifetime of sweetness really does to our biology. And this is where it gets really fascinating. A recent study looked at mice that had access to sucrose, table sugar, for a long time. And it wasn't just about them gaining weight, though they did. It actually led to persistent hyperactivity and made it harder for them to learn new things. It even reduced the growth of new brain cells in the hippocampus, which is just crucial for memory. I mean, the researchers are basically saying that over a lifetime, sugar can act a whole lot like a drug of abuse. And this isn't just happening in a lab, right? It has huge real-world consequences. This number you see here, 80 to 130 milligrams per deciliter, that's the target blood sugar range for diabetic patients in a public health program in Thailand. It's a constant, delicate balancing act. It kind of shows you how our entire healthcare system is now geared towards managing the fallout from a substance that's, well, it's everywhere in our diet. But this whole obsession with what sugar does to our bodies, it's not new. We just have better tools to measure it now. To see the long-term effects of sugar on a whole population, we don't actually need blood tests. We can just look back in time, into the archaeological record. And wow, does this slide hit that point home? Researchers in Finland compared skeletal remains from two different eras. Back in the late medieval period, people's teeth were in pretty good shape. But then you fast forward to the early modern period, a time when city life was growing and so was access to processed carbs and sugar, and bam, dental health just falls off a cliff. Almost half the adults had cavities in calculus. I mean, this isn't a guess. It's actual physical evidence of a society's changing diet written right on their bones. Okay, so we've seen the physical side of things both today and way back when. But that brings us to our next layer, which is all about how we've turned this physical stuff into a powerful set of social and moral ideas. So there's this really key idea sociologists call healthism. And the gist of it is this: your health isn't just your health. It's seen as your moral duty. A healthy body becomes this outward sign of self-discipline, of being a good person. And in that way of thinking, suddenly skipping that donut isn't just a diet choice. It's like you're a better person for it. And you see this mindset absolutely everywhere, right? This quote is from a huge healthy food blog, and it's just the perfect example of healthism in action. It makes a happy life seem like this simple equation you can solve. The hidden message here is, if you're not happy and healthy, well, That's on you. It's a personal failure. You just didn't follow the formula. And this isn't just a hunch, It's a documented cultural thing. Researchers actually did the detective work. They dug through more than 500 posts from 50 of the top food blogs, looking at the language they used. And what did they find? Over and over again, this core message: your health is your own individual moral project. So all this pressure to make the right choices when we shop, it feels so modern, doesn't it? Well, it's not. In fact, the very first mass consumer boycotts, the first time people tried to vote with their dollar, it wasn't about organic kale or local honey. It was about sugar. So just look at this timeline for a second. Back in the 1790s, the anti-slavery movement was picking up, and people started boycotting sugar made by enslaved people. This created a whole new market. Entrepreneurs jumped on it and created free-grown sugar. For decades, you could actually walk into a shop and make that ethical choice. But then, in the 1840s, that choice just vanished. I mean, the choice was really stark. You could buy the cheaper, common sugar from the slave plantations, or you could pay more for free-grown sugar from places like India. Sound familiar? It's pretty much the same ethical dilemma we face today with things like fair trade labels. It made people look right at the human cost of what they were buying every single time they went to the store. But to really get why that choice even existed and why it went away, we have to peel back the final layer of this story. And, well, this is the brutal reality that the entire global sugar empire was built on. So this quote, "Merry as we can be," get this, it's from a children's book from 1823, a pro-slavery children's book. It was part of this whole campaign to convince kids and their parents that making sugar was a joyful job done by happy, willing workers. This was straight-up propaganda, designed to make consumers feel good about what they were buying. But the abolitionists? Oh, they had a very different story to tell. A powerful, horrifying one. They didn't see sweetness. They saw a product just soaked in human suffering. And they gave it a new name: blood sugar. And they didn't just mean that metaphorically. They latched onto this really gruesome detail of how sugar was made, that huge amounts of animal blood were used to make it white. And they drew a direct line from the bullock's blood in the vat to the blood of the enslaved people in the fields. They made the connection so direct, so shocking, that their message was simple: eating this sugar is like an act of cannibalism. And this right here, this data shows you just what they were up against. I mean, look at the sheer amount of sugar people were eating. By the 1840s, the average person in Great Britain was eating 19 pounds of sugar a year. In the US, 18 pounds. Sugar wasn't some special treat anymore. It was an everyday thing, the economic engine of an empire, and the demand for it just seemed endless. So, where does all this leave us? We've gone from inside our own brains to the pages of history books, from modern food blogs all the way back to slave plantations, and we've seen that this one simple thing carries so much baggage. So yeah, that spoonful of sugar, it's anything but simple. Inside it is the power to actually change your brain chemistry. It carries the weight of all our modern ideas about health and being a good person. It holds the ghost of one of the very first ethical consumer movements, and its history is just completely inseparable from the brutal exploitation of human beings that made it a global product in the first place. All of that is packed into a single tiny cube, which really leaves us with one last big question. Knowing its whole story, from our biology to our morality to its history, what does it actually mean to consume sugar today? What are we really choosing when we reach for something sweet?
All right. Thank you so much, AJ, for putting that together. Kind of a little history of sugar, which much of it, I'd say 75% of that, I did not know. Now we're going to fast forward. We're going to go to some information in regards to sugar, how it's affecting our body, just based on the current and past 5 years. So are you ready for this? Let me go ahead and get set up, and we are going to come over here, as it is time to test your knowledge. So as we're going through looking at the current information, according to the American Heart Association, and I want to see your comments with the answer, what you think it is. What is the recommended daily limit of added sugar for women? Okay, so based on the slide we just saw, in Britain, they were consuming 19 grams of sugar a day. In the US, it was 18 grams of sugar. So I've got a couple comments here. We got Sherry with 8 teaspoons. And so I don't have the conversion of teaspoons to grams. So let's see. Sherry, do you know that? Can you get that for me? What do you think for women? For women, you might be surprised. All right, 5 grams per 2 teaspoons. So that's like Britain was doing almost 4, let's see, what, 8 teaspoons? 8? Yeah, almost 8 teaspoons per day. Well, let's see what they say today. It is recommended to limit up to 25 grams, which is about 6 teaspoons per day. So we've got a little bit of change, haven't we? Let's go to the next question. What is the American Heart Association's recommended daily limit of added sugar for men? So do we think that it's the same for women, less for men, or more for men? Anybody? Okay, so Sal says more. Marilyn says more. Bruce, what do you say, my friend? Mickey, what do you say? So Bruce is saying 20 grams. And what do they say? On an ingredients list, sorry about that. There we go. Recommended up to 36 grams. What you want to limit it, okay? We're going to talk about limits here, but 9 teaspoons per day. Can you imagine, based on the information we just saw with the late 1800s, early 1900s, they were consuming half that amount per day. What does that say about today's society? And when we look at the different types of diseases that they experienced then to what we're experiencing now, I think maybe we need to limit some sugar. Just my thought. Okay, so on an ingredients list, what common word ending in a clue is that ingredient is an added sugar? So there's clues. Whenever we're looking at an ingredients list, there's this ending on the word that kind of gives us a clue that it is a form of sugar. Anybody know what that is? OSE. Very good, Sal. Very, very good. And the answer, OSE, such as fructose, sucrose, maltose, and dextrose. Next question. Besides words ending in OSE, what other major clue on an ingredients list indicates an added sugar? Anybody know? The ingredient has syrup in its name, such as corn syrup or rice syrup. Now, which herb known as a sugar destroyer is noted for curbing sugar cravings and enhancing function of insulin-producing cells? I want to know how many people know this answer. Okay, so AJ says cinnamon. Anybody else have an educated guess? Nutmeg from Maryland. Well, let's go ahead and see what the answer is, because sorry, folks, neither one of those is correct. Oh, Marilyn says pumpkin. That's not it either, my dear. Now, whoever can say this, you get a prize. So this is an herb that is used to help the body metabolize sugar, keeping it from being absorbed into the cells, pushing it through the system. And that is Gymnema sylvestre. So what is the proposed mechanism of action for fenugreek seeds in controlling glucose? They contain soluble fiber, which aids in glucose control. So that's fenugreek. Remember that, folks. And how does bitter melon assist in blood sugar management? Anybody know? Oh, I heard Sherry. I see Sherry's face. I don't know that. Well, it contains compounds that mimic insulin and help transport glucose into the cells. Next. So there's berberine is a common compound found in plants like golden seal. It can help lower blood sugar levels by activating what? A protein that plays a key role in energy metabolism. What is that activating blank? AMPK, which is activated protein kinase. Next, what is the active ingredient in turmeric that may improve insulin sensitivity and has anti-inflammatory properties? I know there's a lot of people that know this one. Curcumin. That's right. Curcumin. Good job, Albert and Sherry. Good job, good job. Now, which herb is shown to improve insulin response and is often consumed as a tea for an afternoon energy boost without a crash? Any guesses? See, I'm checking over here for YouTube. I've got the here inside the Zoom. Let's see. Ginseng. So ginseng has so many amazing properties, and that is just one of them. So how does peppermint aid in blood sugar control according to the herb professor? Anybody know? It aids digestion, which helps with blood sugar control. So if you don't have a whole lot of things hanging out in your digestive system, ready to be absorbed, and that is able to just go right through, you're going to be able to get less absorption of the sugar into the cells. So what is the primary role of chromium in the body regulating blood sugar? Anybody know? AJ, you have your hand up. Do you have a question?
Comment for later.
All right.
The chromium, you gave the answer. Chromium helps regulate blood sugar.
I know, but what's the primary role? And I think we had an answer. So it actually helps the body use sugar by making insulin work better, which helps cells take in glucose. Oh, why is having sufficient magnesium important for blood sugar management? Anybody? Magnesium's another one of those amazing 90 essential nutrients. And it's because magnesium helps insulin do its job and aids in sugar utilization. A deficiency is common in people with high blood sugar. So if you've got blood sugar issues, magnesium may be one of those deficiencies that you are experiencing. And what is alpha lipoic acid, ALA, and how does it potentially help with blood sugar? Okay, ALA. I know pharmacist Ben has talked about that one. And yes, it is an essential nutrient that the body does not make. It's an antioxidant that may help insulin work better and can also ease pain from nerve damage due to high blood sugar. And a deficiency in which vitamin is linked to a higher risk of type 2 diabetes because it helps with the production and use of insulin? Vitamin D. So many things that vitamin D does within the body. And what might vitamin B12 be? A key supplement for people, or why might vitamin B12 be a key supplement for people with diabetes, especially those taking this pharmaceutical? Oh, sorry, skip the answer. There we go. So B12 levels actually lowered by this pharmaceutical. And B12 is essential for nerve health and can help with nerve pain from high blood sugar. So there's this condition called diabetic neuropathy. Think about it, folks. B12 may be your missing component. And what role does the mineral zinc play in blood sugar regulation? Zinc helps with the production and release of insulin. So the FDA has approved 6 artificial sweeteners as food additives. Oh, goodness. We've got saccharin, aspartame, acetylfulmane, potassium. Oh, that's all together. Acetylfulmane, potassium, sucralose, neotame, and avidamine. Maybe I was pronouncing that wrong. Some of these are new ones to me, but these are things that we need to be looking out for on our labels as we're reading our ingredient labels. And in 2023, what classification did the International Agency for Research on Cancer give to aspartame? Some people north of the United States may pronounce this aspartame. So what's that answer? It is a group 2B, meaning it is possibly carcinogenic to humans based on limited evidence for liver cancer. So whether there's a possibility or limited evidence, if liver cancer has occurred when this ingredient has been added to foods or consumed, even if by mice, I'm staying away from it. I don't know about you. And why is saccharin removed from the U.S. National Toxicology Program's list of potential human carcinogens in 2000? So mechanistic studies showed that the way saccharin caused bladder cancer in rats does not apply to humans. But a rat is a mammal, a human is a mammal. If it can cause cancer in one mammal, why would it not cause cancer in another mammal? Something to think about. And what did the World Health Organization, WHO, recommend in May 2023 regarding the use of non-sugar sweeteners for weight control? Now, folks, coming from a naturopathic point of view, as I am a certified naturopathic practitioner, I have worked closely with Dr. Wallach, who is a naturopathic doctor. Some of these answers may not be perfectly in line with what we believe, but something to think about. So the WHO recommended against using non-sugar sweeteners to control body weight based on a systematic review of evidence. We agree with that one. So the study by Brunel University, London, found that the artificial sweeteners saccharin, cyclamate, and acetylfulmane K can inhibit the growth of which 2 multi-drug assistant bacteria? Oh, wait. Yeah, I can't say those. But they are different types of bacteria within the digestive system. And which artificial sweetener was found to be particularly effective in preventing bacteria from developing protective biofilms? Now, I wonder why we don't hear much about that one. So what is the difference between the total sugar and added sugar on a nutritional panel label? So total sugars include both naturally occurring sugars like fruit and added sugars. Well, adding sugars are those added sugars are those that are included in the process of manufacturing. Which type of cinnamon is specifically mentioned as being known for helping to manage blood sugar levels naturally? Now, please note, just regular cinnamon use is not enough. But Ceylon cinnamon is the cinnamon that has been found to be most beneficial when it comes to regulating blood sugar. But again, it's not about fractionated nutrition or a little bit of this or a little bit of that. You've got to be very intentional in your diet and your lifestyle when it comes to what you're putting into your mouth and how your body is going to respond. Research suggests that blank supplements may only be helpful in reducing fasting blood sugar if you have lower than normal levels of this mineral. Magnesium. And what is the main risk of taking chromium supplements together with insulin? Now, this is something to think about, and this is also the reason why we recommend that you monitor at home whatever symptom that you are on a prescription for. So if you're on a prescription of any type for blood sugar, we recommend that you monitor your blood sugar numbers as you are adding in quality supplementation. And this is why. It increases the risk of hypoglycemia, which means low blood sugar. So would you rather do it naturally or chemically? So some research suggests that a specific probiotic strains like L. rhamnosus, GG, and blank may be particularly useful in managing type 2 diabetes. So be anomalous. And what is a significant precaution for the short-term use of aloe vera supplements? Considered to be safe for short-term up to 42 days. Now, see, we may not agree with this on a naturopathic approach. Aloe vera is natural. It has a lot of healing benefits to it. Do we do it in high consumption? No, everything in moderation, folks. And what are the 4 main products included in the Longevity Healthy Body Blood Sugar Pack? Okay, come on. What are the 4 main products, folks? I know we have some amazing people here who are part of the Certified Holistic Health Coach program, those that are followers of Dr. Wallach and have used this pack to help hundreds of thousands of people find better blood sugar story. And those main products are beyond Tangy Tangerine. Now, this can be substituted. The 2.5 can be substituted for the original 2.0 or the 2.5. The Ultimate EFA Plus, Beyond Osteo-fx Powder, and Slender FX Sweeties. And what is the primary function of Sweeties, folks? It's a component of the Longevity Pack, which many of the herbs that we've mentioned today are in this product. And that is formulated with the chromium, the vanadium, and herbs to help maintain healthy blood sugar. So what are some of the key botanicals listed in the Slender FX formula besides chromium and vanadium? Do we have any scholars out there that have studied ingredients lists? Yep, chromium, vanadium, and cinnamon bark. Okay, we were talking about cinnamon. Ginseng, we talked about that too. This gymnema leaf extract, bitter melon fruit extract, and jobeling fruit extract. And what is the inclusion of essential fatty acids, EFAs, from fish, flax, and borage oils considered beneficial, or why are they considered beneficial for blood sugar support? Healthy fats can improve insulin sensitivity, maintain cellular membrane integrity, and modulate inflammation. And which trace mineral, less common than chromium, is included in the Slender FX sweeties and is suggested to have insulin-like effects? Vanadium. What is the primary risk associated with high consumption of liquid sugar, such as in sugar-sweetened beverages? Okay, so for those of you that have followed Dr. Wallach for quite a while, he has recommended taking your nutrients in a liquid. And there's a specific reason why. It's more absorbable. And the same goes for these sugar drinks. So it's associated with 25% increased risk of type 2 diabetes per 12-ounce serving per day. So if you're drinking a soda, okay, and if it's not diet soda, which we don't condone that either, you're increasing your risk for blood sugar issues. What is the key safety warning for giving honey to infants? So this is for children 1 year old or younger. They're saying that it's unsafe for infants under 1 due to the risk of botulism. And in a recent research, 2024 to 2025, has linked high plasma levels to the sugar alcohols, erythritol and xylitol, to an increased risk of what condition in high-risk adults? Major adverse cardiovascular events, such as heart attacks and stroke. Interesting. And what is a naturopathic strategy to lower the glycemic load when consuming natural sweeteners like honey or maple syrup? I think this might be easier than you think. Always pair it with the sweetener with protein, fat, or fiber. So, folks, I want to know how many of you got them all right. Maybe not as many people got them right as learned something. And like I said, as we are looking at these different things, the research is so vast. And we have to keep in consideration that there's so much research out there that is funded by particular interest groups. Like, you're going to have an organization that promotes honey. Is their research going to show honey to be more positive or negative? Or the sugar industry, or an industry that is producing artificial sweeteners or sugar alcohols. So we always want to be cautious and do a little bit of our own research when it comes to the ingredients that we're putting in our body, and not just believe everything we see that comes across in a graphic or a short or a reel or a meme. So let's go to a couple questions. And AJ, oh, Sal got 100% correct. Sal, you're a rock star, buddy. Email us at questions@dailywithdoc.com. And I get some information from you and send you a gift for participating today. AJ, what question do you have today?
Well, Becca, I got them all right too. After you showed the answer.
You did?
As soon as you showed the answer, I got them right.
I may not have agreed with all the answers, but based on the research for
Yeah.
that particular question,
Mhm.
yeah, so that's why we really want to pay attention to who's supporting the research as well.
Yeah,
Right.
it's, we can only do what we can do. But I just want to make a couple clarifications, Becca. So in the
Uh-oh.
video that we showed earlier,
Uh-huh.
it mentioned that in the UK, they back then, and I think then was the 1700s, they consumed 19 pounds of sugar a year.
Oh, pounds per year. Thank you.
United States was 18 pounds per year. And
Okay,
currently, do you want to know the numbers now?
go for it.
So Americans, the average American consumes between 70 and 80 pounds of sugar a year. So
Wow.
4 times that 19 pounds of sugar plus. But the
Okay.
average teenager does 34 teaspoons of added sugar per day, which is 94 pounds of added sugar for a teenager every year.
Okay, so 1 pound is 454 grams. So if you do 454 grams times 19, that's a lot. And I'm working on getting, the answer to seeing how many grams that equals per day. So
Wait. So what we consume currently per day is 76.44 grams, but our average teenager consumes 118 grams a day.
okay, so 118 grams equals how many pounds?
Times 365 is 94 pounds
Per year,
per year.
which is a quarter of a pound per day. That's a lot of sugar.
A lot of added sugar,
Sugar.
not to mention a
A lot of
naturally
added sugar.
occurring sugar.
So we're talking about the sugar that they're taking in cereals, candy bars, candy, their sodas or Coke or pop, whatever word you want to use, plus baked goods. It adds up so fast.
Uh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, and that's just the processed foods. And Mango just made a really good point, as beet juice, natural, is considerably sugary as well. So, Mango, I have a question for you. Why would beet juice not impact blood sugar as much as if it was just a processed sugar? And then Sal asked the question, says fruit doesn't count, right? Fruit does count, because we do have to consider the fruit, the sugar that's in the fruit. But the nice thing about the fruit is we can subtract the fiber and get our net sugar. So what are your thoughts on that, AJ?
Yeah, and when you consume fruit, the benefit, as you mentioned, is the fiber, and that helps to keep the sugar out of our bloodstream. So I do appreciate when we consume fruit, but even our fruit is a lot larger than it used to be, you know, and a lot of it has less nutrients than it used to have. So even the
Mhm.
fruit is kind of, you know, it's just like everywhere you turn. But my comment that I was going to make is, you know, it mentions that the teenagers eat so much more sugar because they're bombarded with advertisements that talk about this thing, and like they got the candy that's a worm, and then they got the sour candy, and they got the other candy, and then not to mention the good candy like the Snickers and the, you know, I'm joking, but yeah, I mean, yeah, there's just soda, sugar, soda, candy, cake, bread. Everywhere you turn, there's more sugar, and you know, tomorrow we're gonna give away tons of sugar to the kids, and we're gonna say to the kids, "Here you go, we love you. Here's some poison." Um, but and then on Thanksgiving, we're gonna sit around and get some pie and cake, and then on Christmas, mom's gonna make some Christmas cookies that you can't like turn away the Christmas cookies, and then
Be rude.
and and
Right?
and then on New Year's we're gonna make a New Year's resolution that we're not gonna eat any more sugar until next October.
Valentine's. Valentine's.
Oh, Valentine, yeah, yeah. Then yeah.
And then Easter.
And then Easter, yeah, we got yeah. So
Does
yeah,
it end?
it sounds like a setup to me. Frankly, it appears like a setup.
Yeah. And that's where we as individuals need to be empowered to, one, have the education to know how things affect our bodies. But most importantly, we were given this body, and many of us, we can consider this body as a temple. How are we going to take care of that temple? Because if we don't take care of the temple now, what is it going to be like in the golden years, where so many people are experiencing joint replacements, looking at dialysis, having to do even organ transplants? Folks, we need to be intentional in what we're putting in our body. And sugar is something that we are surrounded with. Of course, it makes everything taste better, right? That and salt. But as we're looking at what we are consuming, our food sources are null and void of everything that our bodies need in order to thrive. Now, when I talk about thrive, that's be able to get up in the morning, feel great, make it through the day without having to have multiple naps, not be hungry all the time. And as Dr. Wallach has said, when you've got this unsatiated feeling of wanting to eat all the time, it's called pica. Pica is a mineral deficiency. So we want to make sure that we're giving our bodies all the minerals that it needs each and every day. And there's not just one or two minerals. It's not a sports drink, which for many people, they don't realize electrolytes are actually minerals. And it's more than one, two, three, or even 5 or 6 minerals. There's 60 minerals, whether it's a macro, micro, or trace, that the body needs to thrive each and every day. We also need B vitamins, vitamin C, magnesium, potassium, boron, strontium, phosphorus, manganese. I mean, the list includes 91 different nutrients that we need to make sure we are getting in each and every day, and not just those nutrients, but the cofactors those nutrients need in order to absorb and assimilate within our bodies. So you've got a couple choices. One, you go through about 5 or 6 different stores, you cherry pick and do fractionated nutrition, which could cost you thousands a month. And then are they working together? Or, as we mentioned just a little bit ago, for those of you especially concerned about blood sugar, Longevity offers a product package that includes the 90 essential nutrients that Dr. Wallach found to be required to not just survive, but thrive in the Tangy Tangerine, the Osteo-fx, and the EFA Plus. So you're getting your omegas 3, 6, and 9 in that product. And the sweeties, those extra minerals and herbs that help the body be able to process sugar so that it's not just hanging out in the liver, creating a fatty liver, or adding fat to the thighs. So, folks, we recommend that, and we encourage you to get with your certified holistic health coach, your health advocate, the person that recommended you to come and watch this program, and say, hey, what can I do to create a better health journey? If you're not working with somebody already, we do have a team here with the Daily with Doc team that can be reached by telephone at 855-949-3377. Again, that's 855-949-3377. AJ, come on back, buddy.
Becca, I have a couple rapid fire questions for you.
Uh-oh. Let's go. Now I'm being put to the test.
Okay, so number one, if someone is dealing with a blood sugar issue, what might Dr. Wallach say they should do?
As far as their daily diet?
What would he say they should do?
Well, one, you got to go on the good foods, bad foods list. You got to eliminate all gluten, and that includes the gluten that's in wheat, barley, rye, and oats. In oats, the protein, which for those of you who do not know, gluten is a protein that the body cannot digest. So it creates this gooey mess that then it coats the inside of our intestines, prevents absorption of nutrients, and as it's building up, it hardens and cracks and gets a leaky gut. No gluten, no bottled oils. That includes extra virgin olive oil, corn oil, peanut oil, canola oil, grapeseed oil, all of those oils in a bottle.
So it sounds like I can have buckwheat and I can have coconut oil and avocado oil.
Well, no, buckwheat. So buckwheat technically is gluten-free. Okay. But as Dr. Wallach was researching it, and based on some people having some reactions to buckwheat, the aerial part of the buckwheat actually contains a chemical compound called
Pyrene?
That's it. Yes. Which is actually phototoxic. It burns. So if you got that cross-contamination from the aerial part of the plant that's above the ground, onto the seed, which that's what buckwheat is, it's a seed, that can cause some inflammation and irritation within the digestive system. That's why he has added that to the bad foods list to avoid. Now, when it comes to coconut oil, He also includes coconut oil in that because as oil is are removed from its natural state, that also removes the protectant factors of that particular oil or coconut that preserve it naturally. So it's opening it up to oxygen, which then causes oxidation. We put oxidation into the body it's a free radical that's attacking our cells, and it's causing harm to the cells, which, let's face it, folks, we've got already things being thrown at us from the environment. Why intentionally put something on the inside so we're being attacked from the inside and the outside?
Okay, so that's not rapid fire. What else should I do if I have a blood sugar issue?
You're also going to reduce the amount of carbohydrates that you're taking in. So let's go through that good foods, bad foods list again. Okay, so let's start at the top, like he does every time. No gluten, no bottled oils, no fried foods, no
Nitrates?
nitrates.
Nitrate?
Mm-hmm.
So no ham, bacon, salami, turkey, jerky?
You got to be very careful with those because they are processed. A lot of them processed with sugar and nitrates. Now, there is a naturally occurring nitrate in celery seed. Too much of that is not good for us either. Go ahead, AJ.
So you were going through the good food, bad foods list, and so there's no wheat, barley, rye, oats, buckwheat, no oils of any kind, no nitrates, nitrites, and then I think we're pretty good after that, right? What about so
Okay.
Madeleine's mentioning the baked potatoes, the skin of the baked potato, no
So
carbonated.
so there's the skin of baked potato, and the reason why is that crispiness has carcinogens in it, which is the same reason why Dr. Wallach says no well done red meat. We don't want to overcook our meats. One, we want those proteins to still be available because that's usually what we're taking the protein or the meat in for, is for protein. But whenever we overcook it, it then reduces the nutritional value and creates acrylamides, especially if it's charred. And no carbonated drinks. So why no carbonated drinks, AJ?
Well, because it neutralizes stomach acid, and we need stomach acid to break down our nutrients in our gut so that our body can absorb them properly.
That's right. And also the common ingredient that's used to create that carbon in things like pops and sodas, it prevents the body from being able to absorb calcium. So it also, like AJ just said, prevents the breakdown of food for being able to absorb nutrients. It also blocks the ability for the body to absorb much needed calcium. Now, we did have a question in regards to, oh, go for it.
You didn't tell the people what to do for blood sugar.
Oh,
You went through the good food, bad foods, but you didn't tell them what they can do proactively to help manage and keep good blood sugar levels nutritionally. You mentioned it earlier
we
in
did.
your
I was going to say,
slides.
I
You
mentioned it a
mentioned
little
it in
bit
your
ago.
slides, but we need it clarified. What else can they do besides avoiding the bad stuff?
You can provide your body with the nutrients intentionally that the body needs, one, to thrive, but two, to be able to utilize the sugar properly within the body. And that's with a product called Sweeties. For those of you who have extreme blood sugar issues, we add on another product called Glucogenics, which gives that extra support so the body can actually utilize and not hold on to the sugar and let it go. I'm not giving you the answer you want. So, buddy, what answer do you want?
Oh, well,
I know you.
we don't need the 90 essential nutrients. We can just take the sweeties for $30 and be done with it. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's why I said we need the 90 essential nutrients in the healthy body pack, and you add on the sweeties, which makes the healthy body blood sugar pack that you can find on dailywithdoc.com or through the person that shared this program with you.
Well, what if I don't have enough for the healthy body start pack? Can I use something like the basic Mighty 90 in sweeties?
Absolutely, the basic Mighty 90. And the one thing that I like about the basic Mighty 90 is it has a concentrated version, one of the earlier versions that Dr. Wallach and his team formulated, where it's 2 ounces of that ultimate tangy tangerine. And then you have the EFAs in that pack. Again, that's the Mighty 90. And 2 ounces, take it down. Or is it 1 ounce? Sorry, 1 ounce, 2 tablespoons. And that's giving your body, and it's recommended that you do it per 100 pounds, but that's giving your body the foundation that it needs to be able to have the nutrients for the cells to rebuild stronger and healthier with every minute. Now, the products themselves don't treat, diagnose, or cure any disease. The nutrients within them gives the body what it needs so that the body can do what it was designed to do. And that's thrive. Add on the sweeties, you've got a basic blood sugar supporting supplementation program that can help you on a better journey to health. So, folks, I hope that this program was educational for you, that you were able to get an idea of, how sugar came to be, how the increase in sugar has compounded over the years, but so has the disease that we see throughout the years. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here today as we go through the saga of sugar, as we're going into this season where so much is processed with sugar. And, make sure that you follow us, as I am going to be sharing some little hacks, little ideas to help create tasty treats that do not impact the blood sugar, as so many things in today's society does. So if I could get my co-hosts up on the screen with me, I am so thankful that I do not have to do this show all on my own, as I have Albert helping to let people in, keeping an eye on things. Thank you so much, Albert, for all that you do way down south in South Africa. And we have Marilyn. If you're here live with us and you've got that chat open, you can see how much she's paying attention, as she's putting very, very particular, what is it? Specific notes, very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Meticulous?
Exact. Meticulous. That's the word I was looking for. Meticulous notes in the chat. Thank you so much, Marilyn. And we have Sherry. She's keeping an eye out all of the platforms to make sure we continue to have video, we continue to have audio, and also looking and keeping track of comments that are going on out there, which we've had a lot of comments out. So I want to do a shout out to Olga and Bruce and Dave and everybody. But see, if I start touching buttons, I can't do that. But thank you, Sherry, for all that you do, and for AJ, as he has been very instrumental in not only helping me put this program together today, but also helping us get out on all the different platforms where people are listening and watching. Folks, if there's a way that you can subscribe, please subscribe to our channel. Also, go to our website, dailywithdoc.com, and sign up for our email list, as we are putting together some amazing information to be shared with each and every one of you, specifically sharing tips and hacks and information to help you create a better health journey. Again, my name is Becca Dukes. Thank you so much for joining us. Get back with the person that shared this program with you and say thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I learned a lot, and let them know what you liked most about it, and also ask them how you can start on a better health journey. Until next time. Oh, tomorrow we have the amazing Raymond and Yolanda Brown joining us here on Daily with Doc. We'll see you then. Bye for now. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences, and the individual results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health. Dr. Joel Lawley. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences, and the individual results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual,